Hey, just gonna jump in. I think that first hand was right there. Okay, so king, queen. That's the deuce four. Seems like you should change seats and get the seat right here. Position on the pretty big fish.
I should have checked back and just block that because it's so out of line.
I'm couldn't read those stats, but I'm wondering if he's like also check races like out of line.
Actually, still going to block that. I'm actually going to hard block. Big quarter block. And that's something. It's so crazy expecting to better. Honestly, I'm going to check race now.
I think that was the call.
This might seem incredibly loose. It's so close. I'm actually going to bet call.
I like it. Yeah, well played. I also don't know if you caught onto this. I think he like snap checked the river. I think that's a pretty weird and hard thing to do. Um, with a big hand. And kind of hard for him to have a big hand. Like ace, queen, ace, jack, you block king 10. Like ace, queen, ace, jack, 3-bet 3, you block king 10. Yeah, he just doesn't even like rep that much. I mean, I guess he reps like ace 3, pocket 3s, just, yeah. And with his image and all that, and your bet size, I think it's really well played. Nice hand. Always impressed to find it's very hard to find the good China hero call. Ten off. I missed what happened, so we're gonna have to go back a little bit. Okay, you checked. Seems reasonable.
That's a big non-standard, of course, but she's going to be
I probably go bigger with the ace kicker and this many people. I don't know. I don't like arguing about sizing, but like you got 2, 3 really big fish in the pot. They have like a 10 or a draw, like they're not folding to 2/3. They have a jack. I don't. I think they're less likely to fold to 2/3 than like your average opponent, especially at 2-4. So yeah, I think going bigger makes sense here. What kind of sense is that? I think that's a pretty reasonable size. I don't think you go that big on like such a bad turn for your hand. I think this makes a lot of sense. I'm just curious what he had. Good. It's hard because your 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 thing doesn't have so I don't have your time in the corner anymore, so I can't see what time it is.
best to the mid, I'm just gonna make our final movement.
Ah, I like that you're doing it this with the higher stakes though. So, I think it's fairly reasonable hand. Hard to argue with it. I think range check is pretty reasonable. I think it's like my backer's just like drilling, checking range on almost all like monotone boards. I think going for showdown makes a lot of sense.
Nice, good see. Basically, Cameron's race chance, I think all that sums up.
Yeah, I think he just like rarely has ace jack. I think he should also jam. I don't think he'll find the fold with ace king ever. I think ace queen rarely finds the fold. Hard to know, but he folds ace queen like well played. I think he has ace jack pretty rarely. It would have to be like especially like ace jack, one diamond, checking the flop and the turn seems really unlikely. Um, ace jack no diamond is only like two possible combos of ace jack no one diamond. So it'd have to be the ace of clubs, jack of hearts, or ace of clubs, jack of spades. So yeah, I think it's really unlikely as ace jack and just size it up here. Yep, cool that you seen that one in hindsight. What's the next one? Is that like a 16-minute jump or so?
It's a little bit sucky to fold this, but it's not like. And yeah, maybe you call.
Seems like you have not much hands on him. I think both are fine. I don't have that much experience with like four betting these small three bets with like non-nutted hands, so I don't. So I can't really comment from experience. I think it works fine. Like you're not getting five bet light. It seems like he's more likely to make like I don't know. Seems like this is the second time he's done it or something like that. He didn't even five bet like ace king versus you, which is nice, I guess. But I don't know. It both seem fine. Yeah, I think that's just like anytime like pre-flop razor checks to me, I just bet really tiny, and then they like check raise their traps, and then they just check call this like super weak ass range, and then I barrel off. And yeah, like when you bet tiny, it just induces them to just not like have any slow plays after that.
It's a little bit sucky to fold this, but it's not like worse.
Yeah, I like it. 3 minutes. Ace queen off. I like you folding fours. Well done. So ace queen off. Put backer. Okay. Not a bad table to raise bigger at. You got 60 VPIP, 53, 58. I don't, doesn't really matter though. Can't really prove it's more EV, but you know. I would like a really big bet here. Yeah, I think you can go bigger. These guys seem really fucking bad. 2/3. Even if you potted it, I think that's reasonable. And just being able to jam the turn, that's very reasonable. Kind of weird. I like that better. I think you only need to go 2/3 to be able to jam turn, so I like 2/3 jam. As played, I don't really know. Like, sizing discussions are pretty difficult because it's like you're kind of just stacking off all day, even if they do have you beat. So sizing doesn't matter. Just like getting the max. And they both folded. King 6 off. So you checked here. King 6 off. Don't mind going that size or going bigger. Both are fine. Yeah, like versus UTG limp, all those like big King X in his range and shit, like go for it. I think that's reasonable on like such a good card for you. I think on other cards, not so much, but I think you're just trying to target like King Queen, King Jack, King 10, Ace King occasionally. I think that's a pretty reasonable size. I think he rarely has like better than one pair. Maybe on a board pair, like a deuce or a 6 or a king, I would definitely size up, or like a, I don't know how I feel about a jack, but a 4, a 3, or something like that. I like going bigger. Could arguably go bigger here, but I don't know. I think he has one pair, and I just want to target that. That's pretty reasonable too. I don't hate your size though. I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm just wondering if you put hands like King Queen in his range there, Ace King, and looking at whether he's limping the top. That's important. I think your turn size probably indicates that you did. So that's, I think that was a really well played hand. You did not put our fucking cards. I hate you. I'm gonna try really quick to find it, but I'm not gonna try that hard because no idea what hand. It could be any fucking hand. If it's like not on direct timestamp, I'm gonna skip it. Let's say it's Queen 10 of clubs. Looks like you got a good timestamp, so. Um, I think what's rough is like people don't value bet super thin when the three spades with the three spades on the board. He did size down though. This guy just called, but people call like pretty strong when there's three spades on the board. Wouldn't be surprised if he just like called like 4-5 of spades or 6-3 of spades or something. So I actually think your call's pretty good. Yeah, they're still uncapped, like you said. I like your play. What is he at? 10-7. Uh, China. China, China things. 7 minutes. Queen, queen. There we go. Wonder if I could up the speed of this thing. Don't look like there's a speed button, unfortunately. Whatever. You are using the slider. I'm a fan. 75 seems ambitious. Ah, you look like they're specific when call. That's cool. And you got the call. Well done. It's a flop. If you think he's gonna like stack off a jack, then I would bet. But I don't know that he is, and he could just as easily, perhaps more easily, have a king. So I think check's pretty reasonable. Your hand's pretty invulnerable too. So obviously check turn. Pretty fucking. Yeah, just bet. Let him do his like China thing. Well played, huh? Be suited is should be pretty soon. Nice. I'm curious, what do you do with? What do you think of the spot for like flatting bigger hands? Because he's like opening too wide, and then there's like all these fish behind and all that. Curious what if you flat any strong hands here. And he does seem like a better player who's not gonna punt. But yeah, great spot. I like it a lot. Yeah, he's just gonna like fold a fuck ton. I think you'll find as you, I mean, especially these player types, like they're opening to wide as you attack them more and more, that it's just is really profitable. ISOing deuces, I hate it. No. See it flop. This is why you don't ISO. I would I would like to see his donk bet stats if that's a thing yet you have. Oh, there we go. No, that's not a donk. Call seems very good. I really like that. Especially with his stack size, just like let him potentially jam, or you can still jam the river and everything very comfortably. He doesn't have a big draw. Yeah, just jam. Did you just call river with king high? Did you bet? You didn't bet. He didn't snap you off. You didn't bet. You didn't bet river. Oh, okay. I think you should have pot. Actually, I actually think that's better than jam. I think it's like clear he just has like some weak one pair. If he does any hand reading at all, like you just called like a pot size bet on the flop, bet turn, bet river. Like really hard to call with one pair in that situation. So well played. Um, yeah, just like be more aggressive with the time banks. Even like pre-flop, you almost got your hand muffed, especially when you have a free one. Just like go aggro. So yeah, well played, nice hands. I'll call that a video.